First and 10 at the 20.
Let's go, Belen!
Big Rock. Cross, back. Three to cross, straight to the outside. The big is on, he goes on, that's it. He's on, let's go, Metro. 35, 20, 15, 10, 12, let's go, Wolverine. Touchdown, St. Andrews. The extra point is good.
Rich, that was simple.
65-yard touchdown pass on a flea flipper. Touchback.
Hey!
Cut in, cut to the outside, he's tackled. Up the middle, Tomatis to the outside over tackle. Close to a first down. There's a fuck.
Jesus Christ!
On his tackle on number 77. And up, 33 stop, close. And reaching the line, that's the man, number 55. On the tackle for the lane, number 32. Dennis Santos on that tackle. Person number 75, Alex Tapia. Correction, Armando Alvarez. We're going to have a measurement. First stop and first down man. Short by half an hour, so the lead takes over first and 10. Victor carries, Victor representing Albert, Eddie Brown. Victor carries behind circle. He got through to the backfield. We got a flag. Thrown. It seems to be against Belen. Eddie Brown. Come out as a carrier for Belen. Eddie Brown. Takes it for Belen first. got a flag. Passes in front of handoff to number 14, Fernando Tomatos. We got a flag on the play, delay.
Good job, man. Jesus.
Ball down. How's the crowd tranquilized? Flag. Passes complete to number 83 and started by 17. Foul affairs. Flag. Foul is thrown and goes through the hands of number 4.
Bootleg!
As it's thrown and it's complete. Flags. Pass is complete. Number 3 keeps the ball with a flag. About 25. Draw play goes forward. Run it. Screen. It's complete to number 23. But number 83, they send the receiver personnel moves was open. Hand off. Fernando Tomatos, the ball carrier for Belen. Tomatos again.
That's a long one.
Tomatos.
Oh, he's all alone. Come on now, what a duck!
Pass intended. Good punt.
Get
Yeah! Yeah! He's down there.
Number 33 is tripped. Number 33 is back. Five. Stop just short of the finish side of the field. And Tomatos the carrier, gain of 1, is stopped by the flag down. No flag. The flag went down with the wind. So the play holds. First down for Belen. And a great run by Eddie Gross on a screen pass. He brings the ball down through the St. Andrews. 23-yard line. First and 10 Belen. Eddie Gross carries. He takes tackle. He keeps moving. He scores! A tremendous run by Eddie Gross. With 2 tackles on his way to the end zone. 14-yard touchdown run by Eddie Gross. Puts Belen up ahead now. Kick is up. And it's good. Our starter tells us that Eddie Gross broke about 5 tackles in that play. The replay shows 6 tackles broken in that play. Look at the screen over there, and we have a replay on that play. And now Belen takes over on the fourth. Good kickoff. We're on flag. Number 10. Here's tackle. .43 balls and tripped on his own. Pass is complete to number 85. For 4 and 5, that's correct. Ready to roll. Pass is almost. First down in front. Number 10, Gene Stunkel. And receiving from 17.
Pass!
85 is the 3 pass.
Commissioner Waterboy, will you do what I please say?
The Blazers took in the extra point for Belen. Kick is up, and it's good. Good stop in the action. Good kickoff. Again on that.
Reverse!
Oh, number 8. Come on, the play. Recovered by St. Andrews on the back. 3rd and 6.
Go home, buddy, go home!
Pass is broken and throw. Gene Stunkel, number 10. He punts at this time. Sayers returns for 2. Very good. Very good. bodying to try and block his punt. He gets up. He gets a bit in there. And he goes out of bounds. 800. People are counted for.
Come on, get a safety.
He throws and Winnie is pressuring. Number 80 on the
Toko's need to take Renee out of there.
As it's complete, Dan lateral advance, and bump back it out of bounds by number 42. As they throw and cover. High pass number 43. Wow, what a hit, but he made nothing. Pass the pass. He's dropped by number 61. Great pressure on the Belen defense there by number 61, Albert Lorenzo. Pass goes incomplete. Second down and 10. By number 74.
Alex, stop it. Alex, stop it.
Back by number 40. Andrews. Number 33. Paso. By number 28 seconds left to go, counting down. Quarterback is bumped out of bounds by number 42, Donnie Mena. However, he did make a first down and stop the clock with 17 seconds left to go. And the first stringers get back into the game.
We head to the studios. Reese Davis.
Well, Rich, not everything is going Northwestern's way. Nate Clements took the opening kickoff back 80 yards. Then on 4th and inches for Ohio State against Michigan, it's Jonathan Wells from the 11. Buckeyes shanked the extra point. It's 6-0 in the first.
You're right, Reese. To get to the Rose Bowl, Northwestern needs an Indiana win over Purdue and a Michigan win over Ohio State.
And here we are in week 11 of the season with so many ifs. 3 big important games in the Big Ten.
Draw play goes nowhere.
And there's Pat Durr, the guy who gets the start because of the injury to Bentley. Stepping up and coming up with a big play in the middle.
Johnny, look at the wind. You would say, yeah, it affects the punt, but you ask punters, it also affects the drop, and I think that's what hurt Fitz his last time out. But he gets a nice one away this time. Sam Simmons lets it roll. They'll down it around the 30-yard line. Illinois and Northwestern, a big-time rivalry. It's 7-0 Wildcats.
Volkswagen owners really love their cars. And right now we're offering some really great deals to keep the love alive.
I'm okay.
Announcing a breakthrough in pizza technology. A pizza inside a pizza. To demonstrate how much we can pack inside Pizza Hut's new Insider, we're going to take these 4 giant sumos and pack them inside this photo booth. How cozy. How do we get it all in?
Well, we took one thin crust with 6 cheeses, sealed it with another crust, and even more cheese. And that's the amazing new Insider Pizza, all for just $9.99.
Say cheese.
The Insider Pizza from Pizza Hut, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
Excite your senses. JVC.
ESPN2's presentation of college football is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. And by Bosch Platinum Plus 4. Take your engine to a higher power.
You gotta have hope. You gotta have hope. Without hope, life is meaningless. Without hope, life is meaningless and less. You gotta have hope. You gotta have hope. You gotta have hope. You gotta have...
From Russia with love, the world-renowned St. Petersburg State Ballet on Ice returns to North America for its 5th consecutive year. With magnificent costumes, full opera house sets, and under the artistic direction of merited artist of Russia, Konstantin Rasadin, former principal dancer and choreographer of the Kirov Ballet. 39 world-class skaters dazzle you with the jewels of the Kirov Ballet's repertoire on ice.
11 a.m. on NFL Countdown, receivers that live on the edge. How do they keep both feet in bounds? We ask some of the best, and Sterling breaks it down with Chris Carter, the master of the sidelines. In the Big Easy, the 7-3 Saints face their biggest challenge, replacing Ricky Williams. Buffalo's Rob Johnson returns as the starter. Can he replace Flutie Magic? And a profile of Joe Gibbs, a man with both a Super Bowl and Winston Cup championship. It's Chris Berman and the gang, 11 a.m. Eastern for Sunday NFL Countdown.
Now,
Chrissy Morton returns the kickoff 7.
later today, college football on ESPN. Ole Miss at number 21, Georgia. That's on ESPN2. And then at 6:30 Eastern, number 2, Miami against Syracuse at 6:30 Eastern. ESPN, ESPN2, your home for college football on the internet. Got a scenario for you, Donnie.
Okay.
What if Syracuse were to beat Miami?
I like it.
Miami wins the Big East.
I like it.
Gets the bid to the Sugar Bowl. Over the left side, Jameel Cook is wiped out at the 26. I'll finish that scenario after Reese Davis. Reese?
Rich, Michigan has answered the Ohio State scoring. Buckeyes had added a field goal to make it 9-0. 3rd and 10. I believe this is why you run a screen. Drew Henson to Anthony Thomas. Watch his terrific blocking downfield. Steve Hutchinson, that's why he's an All-American. David Terrell, that's why he's an All-American. Jonathan Goodwin, that's why he's a starter. 70 yards at 9-7.